but here you can actually keep playing many of the same cards as you have in paper, and I definitely right now are building this deck in paper as well. And as you can also see from my screen here, I just finished up a league, and we're gonna jump into a new league in a bit with this deck, Simic Ritual, and I got a 4-1. Unfortunately, I lost in the final, 1-2 against the hardest matchup. But I gotta say I'm very satisfied. I've not had a losing streak yet in modern leagues. I've been only winning 3-2s or 4-1s all the time. So let's check this deck out. You can see here, I run the very classical version of the list. There's many different versions, but basically the concept about this list is that you are being a mid-range deck, but you are actually proactive, because even though you want to react with a lot of counter magic, you want to start in the first round just with playing a Misty Rainforest into a Hedge Maze, something like that. But then in turn 2 you have 10 2-drops you want to play. That is, all of these 2-drops are great because they are just, you know, exchanging themselves, and then you can pitch them to Flare of Denial, because it's 10 blue creatures. Flare of Denial was also in Merfolk a very good card, but again, you don't want to sacrifice a Lord of Atlantis. You never want to sacrifice a Lord of Atlantis, right? But you do want to sacrifice something more boring like a Coiling Oracle. That's completely different, because the Coiling Oracle you did sacrifice. So we only had one card that was good in Merfolk for that, but here there's 10 cards that you can sack. So this is a really great Flare of Denial deck. But the namesake of the card is Birthing Ritual, because you want to also sacrifice these cards not only to Flare of Denial, but you want to sack them to Birthing Ritual. And this is a really cool effect, because that allows us to trade up into a 3-drop. And the 3-drops that is good is, of course, there's a lot of cool things. You can take Harbinger of the Seas, the honorary Merfolk here, which is still a totally winning position against many decks. But of course, the best hit you can do is Abhorrent Oculus, that lets you just win right out the gates. This is just a really fast win because it's so strong. It puts 7 power on the board immediately because it creates a token. Often you can also hit another Abhorrent Oculus on that and just go from there. But a really cool thing as well is that this, in general, we saw the Flare of Denial, but this deck is taking advantage of all the free spells. We got in the main deck 2 Endurance and 3 to 4 Subtleties as well. Subtlety has also been a mainstay in Merfolk, and right now actually looking really good. A big change compared to Merfolk from but to Simic here is that you rarely wanted to Subtlety a Ragavan, because it let you so back in card advantage. But this deck is a card advantage engine with Birthing Ritual, with all these 2-for-1s, especially when Birthing Ritual gets going. You're just gonna go ham, and Shardless Agent is also in here to create card advantage insanely like that. So subtletying a 1-drop is the way to go. It's not even something you consider, it's just something you do. A tricky 1-drop you can't handle, let's just subtlety that one, and you'll get that cards back later. You also see that from the sideboard, where we also have 2 Force of Vigors, and some people are also playing the third Force of Negations. We have 2 Force of Negations in the main deck here, but you can easily have a third one there. So very, very strong deck, really been winning a lot, and I can see here looking at the win rates, this is specifically Simic Ritual, and you can see here, this is specifically versus Simic Ritual versus Amulet Titan, especially against the unfair decks like Amulet Titan, 74% win rate. But even Jeskai Blink, we're getting a 66% win rate. Esper Reanimator, 68% win rate. Okay, so there are some hard matchups, especially the faster ones. You can see here, tough against Izzet Prowess, tough against Boros Energy. But there's a lot of very, very good matchups as well. So this deck is really, really good at right now. And so let's just take it for a spin. Okay, we even won the die roll. Very nice. As you can see here, this is an excellent starting hand. We don't have a Birthing Ritual, but we do have a Coiling Oracle. This really nice old school card is just a great card in general, because it also allows you to ramp into turn 4 to do two 1-drops at that point, or even casting a hard cast Subtlety. But notice the deck has no 1-drop, so you're just playing a Misty Rainforest into Hedge Maze most of the time. Absolutely fine. Okay. Calling Oracle, so we definitely just want to dismember that right out the gates. So Boros Energy, again, not the best matchup. So we do have a Snow-Covered Forest, so here I just want to get a Snow-Covered Island. You really want to get the Snow Covers because you're playing Arctifang Quaddle and Harbingers. So basic lanes are good, especially the forest. You need the forest at some point. Ah, look at us go. That's pretty cool. So now we can counter his next play with the Flare of the Nile. And we can hedge mates, so we can set up our next turn as well. Definitely gonna counter that one. And we'll hedge mates. Okay, Calling Oracle, we can take that one. That's just a card draw. Okay. Not the best here. He gets to resolve something big here. Oh, but we drew a Flare of the Nile again. Look at that. Now we just want to draw Birthing Ritual. He's gonna play something big here. Hopefully not Flage, because we don't have endurance yet. Fable is perfect for us to counter. You want to sacrifice Fibletop first, because the only backdrop to this card is that it's legendary. The reason why we're playing Fibletop is actually that it has a really good upside. If you play it from your library, you get to draw 2 cards, and you actually do that with the Birthing Ritual. I see. You can play your Signature Supers from the Merfolk deck as well. And we're also playing 2 Hedge Mazes, which is nice, because we're getting flooded right now. That's annoying. Okay, Scatter Souls. I think I'll allow that one. Counter the next one. He'll play something here as well. Hopefully again not a Flage. But we'll counter whatever he plays. Okay. That's actually bad, because you can just replay it again. Yeah, Boros is a tough matchup because we don't have any Wrath effects. You can splash black for the Wrath effect. We can also just draw a Parent Oculus here. Yeah, let's get that one. Okay, it doesn't really matter that much what you discard here. One thing to consider is that sometimes you might want to sometimes it makes sense to have a what's it called, endurance on yourself. That's not great. So it would have been good if we didn't sync the first one, because we then played sync, and then we could have synced the Gilder and Discharge. We're just gonna take it here. nothing we can do. So for the sideboarding, you want to take in Stern Scoldings naturally. Harbinger is actually also decent. And because you're taking Stern Scoldings, Charlotte's Agent becomes much worse. I don't like taking these one out, but it makes sense to do. And then we want to also play the Last Endurance, because it's just a really good blocker. And what you could cut here is just like a Brazen Borrower. The bounce might be decent. No, we'll keep that one in and just cut one of the force negations. They do have targets for the fourth negation, but I don't want to have two. I want to have one. It's maybe fine. But Boros is a tough matchup. That's just how it is. But I do love Charlotte's Agent. I want to show you the power of that card, but not in this matchup. Okay, this is a really, really bad hand, but it does have Stern Scolding and Dismember. I don't... can we keep this? I think we can. It's a really, really bad hand. But it does have, you know, our sideboard cards. We did bring in Stern Scolding against them. But we want to draw a fetch land and a 2-drop. Notice how they're going for planes. They know the matchup now. Brazen Borrow, yeah, that's actually decent. I'm going for Dismember first, so I'll try to conserve my life total. We'll just draw a fetch land here. Okay. Yeah, we did not draw the land. And this is bad because now we can't even count anything. Not the worst. That was maybe the worst draw. We should definitely mulligan this end. Turn too late, I would say. We do get to flare something now. Yeah, we have to flare that. Would rather wanted to flare that. I don't even know what to draw here because this is a beating. Yeah, fine. Let's get to the next one. Yes. Funchi won the draw. Let's see if we can have a good hand here. Yeah. Not amazing, but we'll keep it. So, interesting here, you know, opponent oculus is something you typically want in the deck, not in the hand. That's why we should also mulligan the other one because of 2 opponent oculus. So you just generally look at that and say that's semi mulligan already. But we do have fetish this time around, and we do have subtlety to do anything about early interactions. Always awkward to draw the hedge mage, but at least we can just play it here. Presage against this. No, probably don't want it here. Okay, so looks like counterspell. I definitely just want to draw an Icefang Quaddle here. Would be nice. Coiling Oracle, that's also a good draw. He's gonna counter it, but I think it's worth going for anyway. No. Fine. Flare of the Nile, Shardless Agents, also very good. I wonder what we're up against. It's definitely an artifact deck, so it's maybe a control deck, a blink deck. Sure. Discharge it. The cool thing about the Shardless Agent is that they can counter it, but the casket trigger still works, so it's just a nice card. We're gonna test the theory here. Yeah, I still want to do that. So we're gonna go. Go for Snowcard Island and play Shardless. Always you can hit a Birthing Ritual, which is the like top tier hit, but otherwise Coiling Oracles, Icefang Quaddles, and Fibblethubs are just nice. Oh, I see what you did there, bro. So this is Splinterton. Okay, so we have to subtlety that definitely. We have to keep the Sink in hand because he will do that his own turn. So let's subtlety. Okay, exiling probably the Brazen Borrower. Oh, that's also just really good against that. Let's just take the opponent Oculus. We have more reactive spells then. He put it on top. He probably has to have the Splinter Twin in hand. So next turn we can play the Sinking Super as a land and hold Brazen Borrower up and play the Birthing Ritual, and then we can bounce the DC Vex Target response. Place it now. Oh yeah, he doesn't want to get it countered. Sure thing. Okay, so I think I want to get the Birch Ritual down. Problem is I'm not killing that Deceiver Exarch. I'm blinging when he plays it on that, so that's really good. So I'll do that anyways. I think this is worth doing. Been some time since Splinter Twin. But the one-off Prison Borrower is going to do some good stuff here. Okay. Annoying. Okay. We're not out of the woods yet here, but let's play. I think I want to guarantee myself getting this Shardless Agent trigger. Calling Oracle. Okay, you can see it. So this is a good example of a deck that has zero to little chance against us. I know we won on the Brazen Borrower, but we didn't even see the Shardless Agent. So as you can see here, Mystical Disputes are probably good against the blue deck. Harbinger is not. It's funny, Stern Scolding should actually be pretty decent. How does it work with Force of Vigor? You can just do the response, right? He'll play it, I'll remove it, he'll just keep doing it, so it shouldn't work. So we definitely want once Force of Negations, Flay of Denials, Brazen Borrowers, good. Salties are decent. I don't know if Stern Scoldings is worth it, because you have to take out the Shardless Agents, and they are just so nice. Maybe. Endurance is definitely not interesting. Let's take two Stern Scoldings. Normally you never want to do this. Don't do this at home, kids, because you don't want to have Shardless Agent that can hit into a Stern Scolding. They'll just be a whiff. Yeah, the keeper. We have the Force Negation. Shardless Agent is one of the coolest cards in the deck. Just so strong. You can also see it there, just provided value. And when you're hitting a Birthing Ritual off it, it's just insane. Sink into Stupor, no, don't want that. Flare? Flare's good here. Flare up, blue card. Maybe we should have kept it to pitch to the Subtlety. Actually, I think it's a mistake because it's really good in this matchup. Flare's Sink into Stupor. Oh, also a very good card. We do have the Force of Negation, so I'm not worried at the moment. And generally, in this deck, you just want to get that basic forest down, because at some point you'll hit the Harbinger. One of the cool tricks is Birthing Ritual into Harbinger. That's also really strong. Okay. That's fine. Did we set up all the endurance? We did. Okay. Didn't know we played Flage. Flare the 9. I also want to have. I always want to have Flare in this deck. Flare the 9. Okay, fill with this. That's also decent to pitch. See, we hit a Stern Scolding here to get punished. That's just okay, but that's just you know, something that is so vulnerable with the deck. You don't want to do that. Oh, that was the Stern Scolding. Almost hit it. Almost hit it. Ooh. Okay. Pessimark is flying, but Deceiver Exact does not, so we can attack with both. Also want to counter those creatures, right? There we go. Sink into Stupor. Also, this deck is like you're just attacking with these small dudes all the time. It's so fun. Like, okay, let's go. Shit. And Iceman Quaddle. Just a little bit of nudge damage while I keep up a lot of counter magic. Yeah, okay. They're gonna do something, so I don't think I want to play the Fibblethorpe here. I just want to keep up all my stuff. And I do have one more Hedge Maze in the deck. Okay. He's gonna draw cards, check stuff out. We're not gonna counter the draw cardy stuff. We're gonna let him get a lot of cards. And when he finds all the cool cards to do his cool combo, he's gonna play the cool cards to do the combo. And then we're gonna hit him with that. Motavara. Look at that. Now we've got the Merfolk Ritual. I think I'm gonna play this Stupor here. Okay, it triggers. We found the Oculus. We're gonna sack the Iceman Quaddle to get the Oculus, because I think in this matchup I just need the power. This dude is gonna get countered. He can play it again. We put it on bottom. Okay, maybe we should have counted with Stern Scolding then. Stone Tuning. I thought he would put it on top, but it was because he had 2. And we still have a Dismember up for his combo. We don't have a Force Negation up anymore. Doesn't matter. So that's 3. You see here, we wanted the power, right? We have 3, 8, 9, 10, 5, 12 damage. 12 damage is boring. Don't think it makes sense to flip this. Okay, we can get a Coiling Oracle. I think I want to get that. Second this. No, we can get a Fibblethorpe and draw. Look at this. We draw 2 cards now. This is value, right? We get a Flare of Denial, we get a Force Negation. Can't see him winning now. I love getting that Birthing Ritual into the Fibblethorpe, right? You can see that's why it's there. You want to get it from the Birthing Ritual. We caught another Oculus on that one. I think I countered that specifically. Look at us go. So, playing these unfair matchups is better than playing the board matchup, but the first one was also like really a hefty loss. I gotta say that was like not normally what I see. So this hand again is fine. We're gonna play it, but I don't like starting with 2 opponent Oculus in my hand. You want this in the deck for the Birthing Ritual combo. But here we got at least some action. In Dual Section, we haven't seen the power of that card yet, but gotta say, what a card. Not only is it a really good value for 3 mana, comparing this to the Subtlety, I would say the creature to, the cost and creature ratio for the 3/4 reach, I would much rather, every day, want the Endurance rather than the Subtlety's 3/3 body. A Blood Crypt, what is this now? Thoughtseize? Inquisition of Kozilek. Actually really good anti-Inquisition hand. What's he gonna take here? Oh, it's a graveyard based deck then. Then it's a decent situation. Do you want that? No, I want the other thing in the graveyard now because I want to go all in on the Oculi. Great draw. Now we need to hit a land now. We did not. Horrible to hit the 3rd Oculus there. But you can see if you cast something we can counter now, we can draw land and play the opponent Oculus next turn. Oh god. He's playing Left Room on 1 card. I'll allow that one. Seems very poor. Land? Not a land. Land? Ah, nice. So it would have been cool to be able to force negation the life from low instead. Because countering is not worth it. Playing and looting here. Yeah, I think I want to counter that. Also, now we get to play opponent Oculus next turn. Instead of flare up. He gets to dredge, but that's how it is. So Shardless Agent is a great card. It's a great card, but playing that opponent Oculus will win us the game in 2 turns, so I just want counter magic here. Force negation would be great. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I understand why I chose to do this, but we do kill him next time and we have 1 counter spell. Oh, we don't kill him if you counter though. Oh, we don't kill him, but he has 2 turns to make it work. Casting it with flashback. That's all his mana. I'll counter that definitely. Let's draw force negation here. Okay, I like to have a single super here. That's a good draw. Single super is not a hard counter, but it is a very, very nice interactive spell. Okay, where did that come from? So when he flashes back, oh god, it's not the best here. So flashing back face looting is horrible. That we can counter. I think that's worth doing because he can replay it right now at least. and then he can replay the faithful looting. This is such a crazy matchup. Okay, let's get the other endurance in there. Maybe the Harbinger is good. Life from the Loam. Okay, so they are playing no real blue spells, which means that no, I think I only have this here. It's not any reason to do anything crazy here. The dismembers are just really bad, so I think we're just gonna cut those. Brazen Floor is also horrible. What is actually worth doing against them besides counter? Here, want the extra force negation from the sideboard. That's a consideration. You can definitely have one more, you know, in the sideboard. Maybe Consign to Memory is better than the Brazen Borrower. Let's hit the Consign to Memory of the Signature Super then. Okay, we can't really keep the one-lander. Not the best hand. Salties is just horrible this matchup. Maybe we're supposed to do something about that. I should. Nah. No. If it's like a one-card combo stuff, but they're not. They're just grinding value. But if it's a deck that is doing like, you know, playing one card, win it all, we're strong the deck. We got enough of those. We needed to get a 2-drop there for the flare. This is a couple of bad hands. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At least we can F6. Good choice, sir. Excellent choice, sir. Crazy they're playing Burning Inquiry. But now they have Stinkweed Imp. So they can dredge away. So this turn we're gonna play Abhorrent Oculus. And if you don't die, we got Fibblethorpe into Birthing Ritual next turn. Like Phoenix. Okay, so we can play 3 things. So it's not a spell, so it suddenly doesn't work on that one. Okay. Yeah, I have to go for this line. Hitting Harbinger here could be very, very good. It's right there. It's always tricky, right? But Harbinger is just like, hopefully it stops him a bit. Now he's used the blue source. He has one more blue source. Okay, endurance. So that might lead to 5. What's that? So 5, 7, 8, and 10. No, we're not lethal next turn. Us out with the creeping chills. Uh-oh, Phoenix is coming in. Two Phoenixes. Mm-hmm. So 3 creeping chill gone. We can actually block all of that jazz you got going on there. If we do this one, no, we can't. That's unfortunate due to our Harbinger. Yeah, we can. Okay, so we just sack this one for an endurance, clearing his graveyard, which is really nice. Yeah, attacking with the endurance was risky, but maybe we should have stayed back with the other endurance. But then again, We have 2 life now. We can fetch for Icefang. Okay. Okay, we got one more. Not bad. I have to check if there's something that does 1 damage. Yes, Conflagrate they do play. So if he has Conflagrate, I don't want to sack this one. Just gonna... Whoo! Look at us go there. That was tight. A Birthing Ritual hitting that endurance was definitely the kicker there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. I never I never loved playing against. It's kind of, for me, it's like a really complex matchup. So I never really want to play against it. I can't say. Just give me something like Espagori or something that's like similar and straightforward. Regular, straightforward. Yeah. Yes, let's play first. This is absolutely decent. It's a very nice hand. But I did purchase everything in paper. I only need my homie Emil to bring the 4 Abhorrent Oculus to our cube draft. Which means I would have the complete deck. Mirror match? No, it's not a mirror match. Why would he do that then? Probably I will say take a land here. I don't want that. We have one already. Interesting. I start by playing this. Okay, so we have a lot of counter magic up here. The crazy bit is bad. What are we pitching to force if it's a force we need to cast? Shardless Agent or Calling Oracle? I think we need the Calling Oracle in here, because if we don't hit a land, the Shardless is not going to be able to be cast. And for Merfolk... Oh... What's the combo? I forget. This is Simic Neoform, right? It's a Simic Neoform deck. Allosaurus Rider. He sacks it somehow, right? Yeah, so this is just some idiot. And then he plays new form. Allosaurus Rider. So this card not the problem. The problem is that he's gonna go from 7 to 8 and get a Crystal Brand. And that's the card we're gonna counter. Probably just with the flare, right? Okay. Value engine activates. Okay, it sounds like something we want to counter. That's a first. It's so fun. I don't want to lose the game. I'm gonna counter you're not losing the game, bro. Okay, Subtlety is decent. Mystical Dispute is definitely great. Brazen Power is not good. Dismember is not good. I think for the rest of it is decent. They also are gonna side in a lot of Mystical Disputes, probably also Nature's Claims. How good is Harbingers? How good is Consigns? That's the question. Yeah. So, because the problem is here that if he got a good hand, he might be done for before it's even begun. Yeah, here comes the Hedge Maze again. Yeah, let's keep that one. I would much rather wanted to draw that. So if we got the combo here, we're just done. Maybe Brazen Power bouncing the Crystal Brand. Not the worst. He did not have it, which is very nice for us. I actually think I want to wait a turn here. If I play the Coiling Oracle and he just plays Mystical Dispute. It's not that good. So let's just go like... Let's hold up Mystical Dispute and pass. Okay. He can counter this if he wants. Okay, so now we have 3 counter magic up. And next time we can play Agent into Agent or Ritual. I think I just want to play Agent. Be patient. Look at us being patient. Very patient. Some sort of stupid ape. Okay, I'm not really worried about the stupid ape. So it's a 4/4. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have kept that one. That was nice. So we still have a lot of things open here. It's awkward to hit the Harbinger. I don't think I want that now. Okay. We have one more, so I think I would just want to wait on turn. Just replay it. Because we might end up in a situation where we have to fight over a Neoform here. He just drew that, I suspect. At least it's good for us, he played it. Now come the Mystical Dispute from him, and we can Mystical Dispute. Why is he doing this in response to that? Look at the top 4 cards allow you to put a land card from among them on. You don't put the card. If you don't put a card from among them on. Okay, sure. clipped past that one. Okay, whatever. We can handle that. I was supposed to subtlety that. Opponent Oculus. No. Maybe I just want here the Coiling Oracle. One away. That's very bad we didn't solve that one. Should play that first. Okay, that's very good. No tremble on that idiot. Okay, Harbinger. That's kind of funny. And Oculus. So the issue here is that a new form he can play, and I can counter everything. I don't need the sync, right? So he only has one green source, so I can just counter. Yeah, I think it's worth just going like this, and thereby be lethal next turn. I don't want to second thing. Endurance, okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay, so that's 3 really fast 2-0s. I hate that I got beat so hard by the Boros Energy matchup in the first one. But let's see if we can get a 4-1 again. And again, I haven't had a negative record in a league, and this is no different. Very nice hand this. We got the Fable Flips. I actually think, subtleties. I'm playing 3 and the Brazen Borrow is that random card, and I see many people. Oh no. Ha! Okay. I'm glad that I have the subtlety for the Draco. This one. So here, for example, great example, right? I definitely want to do this now. But the question is if it's shardless. I think it's just shardless. This seems crazy, but it's like very valuable for me to do this now. Otherwise, you just get too much value. Building Ritual. Here comes Sign of Draco, hopefully not. Huh. Okay. Main deck. God, you're such a bro. I might as well do it here because otherwise the filter won't give me anything. Definitely don't want that. Now we're talking. Don't keep a thrall. Main deck. Pretty good. Yeah, it's a 5/5. We get a Quaddle or a Coiling Oracle. I think I want a Coiling Oracle. The value. Yeah, that's a problem. He should probably exile cards from my graveyard. Yeah, well done. A little too late. What about... I'm exiling Endurance then. Okay, doesn't matter. I was considering the Endurance play, exiling his graveyard. It's not worth it though, because I only get to 5 cards. So let's just see what we get. Ice Farm Quaddle. Not that hard. Take 9, go to 5. So if I block, I get to play Oculus now. Probably worth it. Not really. Okay, I have to counter anything here, and then I can play the opponent Oculus to block his Sign of Draco. Okay, nothing. That's something. think that's better than Apparent Oculus here. But he got the kill, so it's okay. No, he didn't. Ah, I forgot about the manifest. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Sign of Draco, we need the Force of Vigors. Even though they have the Regulance. I don't think it's worth getting in that. Yeah, Doorkeeper Thrall is a big thing. Maybe the Stern Scrolling is worth it here. Then we want to cut the Shardless Agents. Dismembers are good. Harbinger is good. For the case it's not good. I think this looks decent. I was a bit too fast, but I was far behind and they had 40 life, so at least we get to play on. I would like to play first, yes. Okay. Does have Harbinger. Does have Subtlety. I think we'll keep this. With these hedge mazes on top. So I'll fetch for a forest here and just hope to draw land. No Ragavan? No Ragavan. Land? Very good. So I'll just fetch for a forest. Carvo into the bin. Okay, no need to pay life for that, but that's a very nice hit. So you're just gonna Subtlety anything he plays, exiling a graveyard. I don't care about that. No more lands, wow. Okay. So I'll attack with the Coning Oracle, just play the Subtlety. Did he keep a one lander? What's going on? Very nice. That's a really swing for us here. I think he's just going to concede now. Why is he playing Nihil Spellbomb? Because of the Apparent Oculus. I don't think he understands the combo. That's just him sideboarding poorly. And actually, it's very funny. Also, when you go to tournaments and play in paper, some of the things I see often is that you play a hard matchup. You play against a player who's actually playing really well, and he's like, okay, I lost the first game. Then you go into the sideboarding, and he's sideboarding wrong cards in. So really be aware how you're sideboarding. And if you're in doubt, don't put that in. Nihil Spellbomb is not a card against us. I don't understand why he brought that in. Yeah, I don't think I want to do anything differently. Stern Scrolling's much worse here, right? Ragavan, Doorkeeper Thrall, but the Ragavan we can't really raise that. We have Dismember against that, that's fine. We have Subtlety. Yeah. But again, Shardless Agents, I'm missing those, but can't have him end so. I'm actually, now I'm sitting and talking about being bad at sideboarding. I'm not sure about the Stern Scrolling in this matchup. Especially not with a hand like this. But I'll keep. Hopefully no reg event in one. Really want to fetch land here? Ah. Very nice. The issue is that I don't think we can counter the Kavu when he has Leyline. Now the big question comes in now. Doorkeeper Thrall is definitely the card he could have. He might want to do it. Okay, I can live with that. I'll hedge miss. I was considering if he wanted to do it in response to me not having any mana, so he can do it now, for example, to make sure he got it in. That might be a fine play. Don't think we need that. Okay. So my idea here is to play Harbinger next turn and hold Stern Scrolling up. If he doesn't play anything, we can play the Iceman Quaddle. So I think that's worth it. Smart man. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I made a mistake there. Should have quaddled in response, because if we hit a flare here, could have countered it. Okay, we didn't. So close, but yet so far. Maybe the Harbinger is not that sexy now. Maybe just want to play the Birthing Ritual. Harbinger can also just get countered. So I think I just want to play the Birthing Ritual here. Let's play the Hedgemage first to see what we hit. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's too far-fetched, right? So I could bounce the Leyline with Brazen Borrower. But I'm never gonna get the Brazen Borrower if I play the Birthing Ritual now. And I can't afford to do that. I have to just bounce it at some point with the Sing It Stupid. So I'll do this. Stellar Denial, okay. Okay, we have some time before Silent Draco wins against us. Until then, we just have to be ready. Yeah, we're gonna subtlety that. I don't need stern scolding anymore. Don't think it's a good side for calling in against them anyways. Okay, next turn we can play that one. Maybe we go for the Harbinger line here. Take them off red. That's Lightning Bolt, Kavu, Flage. Okay, we gotta go for the Harbinger line. It also allows us to play a lane without taking damage. Okay. Yeah. Leyline too strong. Cool, this is very cool. He gets life on that. Okay. Big issue here because he can just replay it. Flage. If he has a land, he can also escape it. Okay. I don't think I can take the 2 damage, even though it's nice to play the Birthing Ritual here. He can plead it. I need to bounce the Sink into Stupor next turn with the Flage probably, and then I'm just so he can play Flage, hit Abhorrent, attack, then I can't block. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm screwed, but no lanes at least. That allows me to bounce both the Guild, the Leyline, and the Scion. And I'm gonna do that now. Now he needs to draw white source exactly. Ah, he did. It's rubbish. Okay. Creature? No creature. Okay. Decent run, I would say. 3-2. 4-1 just before that. Very nice deck. Really enjoyed playing it. So thank you for watching, and shout out to Cardwater. You can get the cards there if you wanna try it out. Thank you for watching. See you.